Hi everybody, happy Friday. How did your math assignments go? Were you able to figure out subtraction? I bet you are. You guys are also very smart. Well, today we are going to do some word work, and next week we're going to try really hard to go back onto schedule. If you remember right, we did Math Mondays, Word Wednesdays, and then Free Fridays. So hopefully next week we will be back on track and we'll follow that plan so you know what will be coming. We're going to do Word Wednesday on Friday, but that's okay because we had to finish up our Dino unit and introduce some subtraction. Today we're talking about list 3 in your sight words. If you think back to a long time ago, one of our lessons, I sent home all of your sight words. We've done the column numbered 1, we've done the column numbered 2, and today we're doing column number 3. So here are your sight words for column number 3. Let's sound them out first and see if they can be sounded out. Let's start with this one. This is a very common one. And. And. Yes, very good. And you will see all the time in books. Very common sight word. Word number 2. This one is pretty easy too. Is. Would I see or hear that in a book? Is. Wait, it's is. Is a very common one too. Hey, 2 of these sight words we've already sounded out. They are ones that can be sounded out. Let's go on to the third one. E. Oh wait, I just gave it away, didn't I? You would say and that does not make sense. So this one you're going to have to change the vowel sound. E. He. Yes, good. That one was kind of tricky, huh? And Miss B gave it away. Let's try the same trick with this one over here. If we say wa-eh, that doesn't make sense. Let's change this vowel sound to the long E sound. Wa-e. We. Hey, excellent. So we have and, is, he, we. What about this one down here? Let's sound it out. Ah, n. Ah, n. On. On. Yes, very good. Okay, last one. Ah. Ooh, that does not sound like a word to me. We know it's not a nonsense word because it's not CVC. So let's see if we can figure this out. I wonder if I change this end sound. Ooh. Hey, I know it's the word to. Not the number 2, but to go. To. Yes, very good. All of today's sight words are ones you will see very common in a book. Here is your assignment. Pull out your list number 3 or write down the words that I have here, and I want you to go on a book scavenger hunt. Choose your favorite book and see how many of these words you can find in it. Let's do one page together. I will choose the book we're working on. I will also get my marker ready, and I'm going to make little tally marks or little lines next to the sight words I find. Choose any page in the book, and let's start looking. All right, do I see? I'm looking. Oh, look. I see the word. Oops, way over here. I see the word to. Right in this line. Do you see it? So I'm going to make a tally mark. 2. Go up. Nope. A. And, nope. His. Hit the. Lots of thes, and we know that's a sight word too. On this page, I have found only one. So I'm going to turn the page and see what else I can find. No. You just keep on looking and see what you can find. My goodness, I can't even find. Oh, I see. Look at this. Right here. What word is this? And yes, so I'm going to make a tally mark there. Believe it or not, you will have tally marks on all of these words very quickly because they are common or words you'll see a lot, sight words you'll see lots in books. All right, we're going to move on to another sight word. This sight word you can't sound out. So I'm going to put my board up a little bit higher so you can see the one I wrote down here. Do you remember what this word is? I would say it's probably the most common sight word. It's the word the. And I notice, first of all, I cannot sound it out. It would say t, ha, eh. Ooh, that is not a word. Second, when I say the word the, I only hear the. The. I only hear two sounds. And I wonder why. Today I'm going to tell you why. There are letters that we put together that only make one sound. There's a lot of these. There's blends like burr, B-R, and tur, T-R. But this particular grouping of letters are called diagraphs. And here's what they are. T-H, S-H, C-H, W-H, and P-H. And these are important for us to know because when we're looking at words or trying to sound out words, I can't sound them out. I cannot say t, h, ch, h, s, h, w, h. If I do that, or p, h, if I do that, guess what? I'm not going to be able to read that word. So it's time to learn what those two sounds blended together say. We're going to start with this one. If I were making the word the, which I wrote above it, I know TH is th. So this grouping of letters or diagraph is th. Look at my tongue. Th. And this grouping of letters is ch. Ch. Look, I erased some of it. Sorry about that. Ch, ch. And this grouping of letters or diagraph is sh. Like I'd say shh. This is a fun one because it says this is the trickiest of all because it does not sound anything like the words or the letters blended together. In fact, this one is going to make a sound. It's kind of on its own. It's going to make this sound. So I'm going to write a word that goes with each one of these. And then we can read it together and you'll be able to hear that sound. Here we go. The first one, easy peasy. The. Ch, ease. Ch, ch, ch. Shine. Shine. Whip. Whip. And phone. Phone. That's a whole new concept, I know. So we will continue to practice those. When you see TH, SH, CH, WH, and PH, you're going to stop and think, ooh, I can't sound those out separately. I need to blend them together. That's just a great hint when you are learning to sound out words and you come across one of those. I've attached 2 diagraph activities at the bottom of your lesson today. The first one, very simple. It is a color page. You look at the picture and you see if that object starts with th, sh, ch, w, or f, which are our diagraphs. And I think at the on the corner you'll see what blend or what 2 letters are blending together. TH, SH, CH. So The second one I think would be a lot of fun to play with your whole family, and it is a diagraph game, and it looks like kind of like a board game, and you're going to use dice. So let me know how that game goes. I think you'll have a lot of fun. I put a key to the pictures just to make sure you know, and then I put attached three board games. So if you finish the first board game, no worries, there are two more to play with. Also, to let you know, you don't need to print them all out at once. If you don't want to print anything else or anything out this lesson, that is fine. You could simply work on the diagraphs and color your own pictures, or make your own board game once you see what the game board looks like. So just some helpful hints. All right, kiddos, I want to give you a quick update on the special critters I said were going to be coming to join us. I got notification that they will be here next week. So do you know what they are? The hint I gave you, I think I gave you a couple of hints, and they were that I can't remember what hints I gave you actually, so, I know I said they were an insect. Oh, I said that they actually kind of are two insects, I think. That was my special hint. Today, I'm going to tell you that this particular creature is one of God's most amazing insects, because it starts one way and it ends one way. Like I said, it starts in a different insect and ends a different insect. But this particular creature or insect goes through something we call complete metamorphosis, which is a process that is miraculous and only God could create it because of how it happens and the beauty of it. We will talk about it when they come, and we will get to watch it for ourselves, which is going to be very exciting. Do you know what it is yet? I can't wait for them to come and for you guys to find out what it is. Let's finish our book. Finally! We know that Jack was rescued by the Pteranodon, which I did not see coming. So now they need to get home. So we pick it up as the Pteranodon sailed over the stream, over the ferns, and over the bushes. Then he carried Jack down to the base of the oak tree. When they came to a stop, Jack slid off their creature's back and landed on the ground. Then the Pteranodon took off again and glided into the sky. "Bye, Henry," Jack whispered. "Are you okay?" Annie shouted from the treehouse. Jack pushed his glasses into place. He kept staring up at the Pteranodon. "Jack, are you okay?" Annie called. Jack looked up at Annie. He smiled. "Thanks for saving my life," he said. "That was really fun." "Climb up," said Annie. Jack tried to stand, but his legs were so wobbly. Why do you think his legs were wobbly? Maybe from the excitement of being the first to ever ride on a dinosaur? He felt a bit dizzy as well. "Hurry," Annie shouted. "He's coming." "Oh, I forgot about the T-Rex." Jack looked around. The T-Rex was heading straight toward him. Jack bolted to the ladder. He grabbed the side and started up. "Hurry, hurry," screamed Annie. Jack scrambled into the treehouse. "He's coming toward the house." "To the tree," Annie cried. Suddenly something slammed against the oak tree. Oh, the treehouse shook like a leaf. Jack and Annie tumbled into the books. "Make a wish," cried Annie. That's right, they've got to open up the book and find the picture of where they need to go and then make their wish. "We need the book. The one with the picture of Fog Creek," said Jack. "Where is it?" He pushed some books aside. He had to find the book about Pennsylvania. "There it is." Jack grabbed it and tore through it, looking for the photograph of Fog Creek Woods. He found it. Jack pointed to the picture. "I wish we could go home," he shouted. The wind began to moan, softly at first. "Hurry," Jack yelled. The wind picked up. It was whistling now. The treehouse started to spin. It spun faster and faster. Jack closed his eyes. He held on tight to Annie. Everything was still, absolutely still. Chapter 10, Home Before Dark. A bird began to sing. Jack opened his eyes. He was still pointing at the picture of Fog Creek Woods. He peeked out of the treehouse window. Outside, he saw the exact same view. We're home, whispered Annie. The words were lit with a golden late afternoon light. The sun was about to set. No time had passed since they'd left. Jack! Annie! A voice called from the distance. That's Mom, said Annie, pointing. Jack saw their mom far away. She was standing in the front of their house. She looked very tiny. Annie! Jack! Annie stuck her head out of the window, shouted, Coming! Jack still felt dazed. He just stared at Annie. What happened to us? He said. We took a trip in a magic treehouse, said Annie simply. But it's the same time as we left, said Jack. Annie shrugged. And how did it take us so far away, said Jack. And so long ago. You just looked at a picture and said you wished to go there, said Annie. And the magic treehouse took us there. But how? Said Jack. And who built this magic treehouse and who put all these books here? A magic person, I guess, said Annie. A magic person? Oh, look, said Jack. I almost forgot about this. He reached into his pocket and pulled out the gold medallion I'd almost forgotten. Someone lost this back there in Dinosaur Land. Look, there's a letter M on it. Annie's eyes got round. You think M stands for magic person? She said. I don't know, said Jack. I just know someone went to that place before us. Jack! Annie! Came the distant cry again. Annie poked her head out of the window. Coming! She shouted. I know, as when my kids are not listening to me, I hope they start running. Jack put the gold medallion back in his pocket. He pulled the dinosaur book out of his pack and put it back with all the rest of the books. Then he and Annie took one last look around the treehouse. Goodbye, house, whispered Annie. Jack slung his backpack over his shoulder and pointed at the ladder. Annie started down. Jack followed seconds later. They hopped onto the ground and started walking out of the woods. No one's going to believe our story, said Jack. That's true. So let's not tell anyone, said Annie. Dad won't believe it, said Jack. He'll say it was a dream, said Annie. Mom won't believe it, said Jack. She'll say we were pretending, said Annie. My teacher won't believe it, said Jack. She'll say we're nuts, said Annie. We better not tell anyone, said Jack. I already said that, said Annie. Jack sighed. I think I'm starting not to believe it myself, he said. They left the woods and started up the road toward their house. As they walked past all the houses on their street, the trip to the dinosaur time did seem more and more like a dream. Only this world and this time seemed real. Jack reached into his pocket to clasp the gold medallion. He felt the engraving of the letter M. It made Jack's fingers tingle. He laughed. Suddenly he felt very happy. He couldn't explain what had happened today, but he knew for sure that their trip to the magic house had been real. Absolutely real. Tomorrow, Jack said softly, we'll go back to the woods. Of course, said Annie. And we'll climb up the treehouse, said Jack. Of course, said Annie. And we'll see what happens next, said Jack. Of course, said Annie. Race you! And they took off running for home. What a fun book. As I said, this is just number 1. If you enjoyed this book, there's a whole series, and they go to all kinds of places and learn about that time period. I know they go to the time of knights and kings and castles and all kinds of places. So you can find those online or perhaps check them out virtually from the library. All right, guys, I know this lesson was a little longer so that we could finish that story, but I'm going to sign off now and say happy Friday. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you Monday. Bye, guys. Love you.